My name is Lisa Crawford, and I'm 38 years old. After nearly 2 decades of hard work in construction and real estate development, I finally reached the biggest dream of my life, a modern villa perched at the top of a hill on the west side of Santa Clara, overlooking the entire valley lit up at night. Every brick, every ceiling detail, and every transparent glass panel on the south wall was the result of tireless effort, persistence, and unrelenting drive. This house wasn't just a place to live. It was a symbol that I had overcome every stereotype, every rumor, and every form of disrespect. The housewarming party was scheduled for tomorrow. I had hired a professional event team, booked catering from my favorite French restaurant, and prepared every detail to welcome the people who had walked this long journey with me. But when I came home this morning for a final walkthrough, I froze at the front door. My key was still in hand, not yet in the lock. From inside, I heard a voice I didn't want to hear, my sister Rachel's. "Don't you think this is the perfect place for a wedding?" she said. "The mezzanine would be great for the stage, and the backyard is big enough for a reception tent." I walked in, a storm of confusion and anger building in my chest. Rachel stood in the main hall beside a blonde woman I assumed was a wedding planner. They were deep in discussion, as if the house were theirs. "Rachel," I called, my voice calm, but firm. "What are you doing here?" She turned with a smile, glowing. "Oh, you're back. I thought Mom and Dad told you. They decided to give me this house as a wedding gift. Connor and I will start our family here." I stood frozen. Memories flashed before my eyes. Blueprints, sleepless nights, loan applications. Every personal sacrifice, every moment of isolation for the sake of this dream. And now Rachel, who had never held a job longer than 3 months, was claiming it like it was her birthright. "This is my house," I said, my voice shaking with control. "I poured every dollar and ounce of effort into building it." She smiled pityingly. "But you live alone. You don't need such a big place. Mom and Dad said you'd understand if you thought about the family." As if on cue, my parents entered through the back door. My mom walked up to the planner, pointing out floral arch locations. My dad wouldn't meet my eyes. "What is going on?" I asked, voice rising. "Why is there a wedding being planned in my house?" "Lisa," my mom said sweetly, that manipulative tone I knew too well. "Rachel's getting married. This house is too big for one person. You're always busy. We just thought it made more sense for Rachel to live here." I felt my chest tighten as I leaned on the stair railing. Betrayal hit like a wave. But then I steadied myself. "Everyone out of my house. Now." Rachel's eyes widened. My dad stepped forward. "Don't blow this out of proportion. This is for the good of the family. You're successful. You can build another house. Rachel needs a stable start." I laughed dryly. "So because I'm capable, I should give up everything for someone who won't even try?" Rachel stepped forward. "This is the first time I'm serious. Connor and I want a foundation you didn't build?" I cut in. Mom fidgeted. "Your father handled the paperwork. Maybe it's still flexible." It clicked. This wasn't a misunderstanding. It was a planned theft. I walked to the dining table, opened my laptop, and pulled up the property deed. "This villa is legally owned by me, Lisa M. Crawford. No one else. Every permit, invoice, contract paid from my account. I'll take it to court if I have to." The room went quiet. "Lisa, you can't do this," Mom choked. "No, Mom. You're the ones destroying this family by treating me like an ATM. I called my lawyer, Alex. "Resend the house documents. Have the locks changed. I want surveillance installed today." My dad's face flushed. "You're crossing a line." "No. The line was crossed when you all walked into my house and planned a wedding without my consent," Rachel whispered. "I didn't think you could be this heartless." I opened the front door. "You have 10 minutes to leave, or I'll call the police." They left. 2 hours later, the guilt campaign began. Aunt Patty, Uncle Mark, even cousins I hadn't spoken to in years. Texts flooded in. Family comes first. You're being selfish. This isn't what success looks like. No one asked about my side. I brewed peppermint tea and remembered being 14, blamed for Rachel losing a bracelet, grounded, for a week while she got a new one. It was always me paying the price. I blocked their numbers. Rachel, Mom, Dad, one by one. That night, I sent all the documentation to Alex. 3 days later, a restraining order was approved. Rachel, my parents, none of them could come within 100 feet of my property. I had my locks changed, security cameras installed, and the remote gate reprogrammed. Finally, peace. At the housewarming, only people who mattered came. Colleagues, old friends, kind neighbors. No drama, no tears, just joy. But the calm didn't. Last Rachel showed up days later with investors, pretending to be a developer. Giving a fake tour of my home, selling the dream I built with lies. I called the police. They arrived within minutes. Rachel Crawford, you're under arrest for violating a restraining order, impersonation, and suspected fraud. I stepped into the foyer, holding up my deed. I'm Lisa Crawford, the real developer. And this is my house, Rachel cried. You're doing this in front of everyone? No. The law is. She was taken away. It didn't stop. Rachel had used my name, my license, and photos of my villa to defraud investors of $2 million. My parents had even co-signed loan documents, either unaware or complicit. Either way, the damage was done. In court, I stood firm. I provided every piece of evidence. And when the sentence came, Rachel, 10 years in prison. My parents, 3 years probation and civil fines, I didn't cry. I felt light. Not vindictive, just finally free. Months passed. My company grew. My name was cleared. And the house? It became more than home. It became a beacon. Today, I mentor women in construction, speak at industry forums, build homes not just with materials, but with meaning. One morning, I received a letter from Rachel, pregnant, in prison, asking for forgiveness. I didn't feel rage or relief, just stillness. I placed it in a drawer. Maybe I'll read it again one day, but for now, I'm focused on building, without shadows, without shame. Because sometimes protecting your light means standing alone, and that's okay. What do you think about Lisa's journey and the choices she made? Was she too harsh, or finally free? Share your thoughts in the comments. And don't forget to follow for more real stories about strength, boundaries, and rising. Above.